Town leaders are looking for new ways to address homelessness. Superintendents from across the state meet on the Cape, and 3 new solar trash compactors are coming to town. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, July 27th, 2015. I'm Sarah Mannell. Town leaders are working to address homelessness in Barnstable. Town manager Tom Lynch attended a meeting last week along with several town councilors, the chief of police, and officials from the Housing Assistance Corporation.
There are many reasons why an individual, particularly a single individual in that hard-to-house population or service-resistant population, finds themselves homeless. It could be drug and alcohol abuse, it could be some other reason, but clearly there is a segment of that population that suffers from mental illness. And the more I think about our response to the mentally ill in this country, state, in this region, I think it's really shameful. I think that, you know, as a society, we shouldn't be having mentally ill people who are perhaps not making the right choices and need support. They should be able to have some sort of case management, get plugged into services that, you know, as we look around, aren't there. And I think it's incumbent upon, you know, us as a society really to think about how the state and federal governments can step to the plate on this issue. We're asking the police to solve a very difficult situation on these streets with individuals who really should be in some very concentrated care programs to allow them to have a useful and productive life.
The group plans to continue the discussion during future meetings. The Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents gathered on Cape last week to gear up for the upcoming school year. Interim Superintendent Bill Butler says the summit held at Mashpee High School was very informative.
It's a 3-day conference and workshop. The theme this year was leading healthy schools, and the focus was on the social and emotional and behavioral health needs of students. This is an increasing issue in public schools across the country. Barnstable is working on that issue. We have a variety of programs designed to meet the social and emotional needs of students. Our Signs of Suicide program. We have a contract with Gosnell to provide counseling to students in schools. One of the speakers at the conference was Mark Shriver, who is now associated with the Save the Children organization, and spent a lot of time encouraging behavioral health programs for students when he was a legislator in Maryland. And another speaker was Dr. Shella Dennery, who is the director of the Children's Hospital neighborhood program in Boston, and that's a program that provides behavioral health services to Boston public schools. And it's been very successful.
Butler says the conference had many breakout sessions as well. One session that interested him focused on peer observations by teachers.
As you know, we're now in our 4th year of the new Massachusetts evaluation procedure, and one of the things we're finding, we in Barnstable and folks around the state, is that peer observations are very helpful in helping teachers to benefit from modeling by other teachers. And the program that was described to us is in place in Cohasset, and appears to be successful, and it's not part of the evaluation system, but it's an opportunity for teachers to benefit from working together.
Butler says he is interested in exploring peer evaluations here in Barnstable. The town will soon add three big belly solar trash compactors. Energy coordinator Richard Elrick says they wanted to expand the program that began near Candy Corner on Main Street in Hyannis.
We're going to have 3 new locations. One is at the Cotuit Town Docks. The other location is at the JFK Museum, and then at Katie's Ice Cream on Main Street as well. So we had hoped at some point to really expand the number of compactors we use, but we're sort of moving this at a little bit slower pace, partly because of funding and also because we're trying to determine the very best locations for these to be sited. Steve Sundlin would tell you that he really wants them out in the outlying districts because it saves the time and the expense of traveling from Hyannis to Cotuit or to West Barnstable or to even Barnstable Village for that matter. But we're starting out with one location at the Cotuit Town Docks, very busy. And so these will, I think, certainly improve operations for trash pickup. And again, these are just trash compactors. They don't yet have a recycling component. We hope to expand that.
Elrick says the big belly solar trash compactors will be much more efficient for staff and a generally cleaner operation. The town hopes to make the transfer station more efficient for users. Energy coordinator Richard Elrick says they are considering 3 proposals.
Looking at traffic flow, looking at whether or not the locations of the recycling as compared to the location of the trash drop-off are best, or whether they could be reversed perhaps and do recycling drop-off before we do trash drop-off. So a lot of issues going to be looked at as a result of this RFP. An evaluation committee has been put together, and with obviously the important aid of Joanna Boucher, will look through the proposals, and a determination, hopefully within the next 30 days or so, will be made about which vendor we'll go with for the development of recommendations.
Elrick says he hopes to have an action plan in place by the end of the year. The fall is fast approaching, but Cape Cod Community College Communications Director Michael Gross says it's not too late to apply for financial aid.
The really important message here is that because many institutions, and we're a good example, are trying very, very hard to find different ways to assist students, I think the best advice for anyone entering college is fill out the FAFSA form, even if you think it's going to be a waste of time, because the reality is it is not. I come this morning with our administration looking for different ways to assist students in different ways. We may have students who, for financial reasons, maybe they don't qualify for a particular federal program. Maybe their income is such that they're only going to qualify for loans as opposed to grants. But maybe we could help a student take one extra course if we could help with books. Maybe we could provide a grant through one of our various privately funded, through our foundation of funds that we have, if we could offer a grant loan maybe for books. But we can't do that if there isn't an application on file, and the application begins with a FAFSA form. And so many of our students who could get some extra help with one thing or another here haven't applied, haven't filled out the form. I know it's complicated. In the middle of the summer, you'd rather be at the beach, you'd rather be doing something else. But we've got time, and now would be a good time to sit down, get online, call one of our people in financial aid.
Gross says Cape Cod Community College hands out millions of dollars in various kinds of aid every year. To learn more, you can visit capecod.edu. There are 2 meetings in Town Hall this evening. The Planning Board meets at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room, and the Comprehensive Financial Advisory Committee meets at 7 in the Growth Management Conference Room. We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will chat with Chief of Police Paul McDonald. We'll learn more about Big Brothers and Big Sisters during our community profile segment. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.